It's Gary Miron. I'm at the College of Education and Human Development at Western Michigan University. Some of my current work these days is working with international indicators. I'm working with the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development out of Paris. And we are creating new indicators, for example, for school choice and parent voice. And that's now available. So we can look at regulations and frameworks for school choice in 34 countries. This year I'll be working with other indicators on school accountability and school evaluation, and so that we'll have data so we can compare countries in the extent to which they use market accountability as opposed to performance or regulatory accountability. So this is pretty exciting work, and it provides us, I think, new indicators in which to frame our understanding of international data. My PhD is in international and comparative education, and what we used to do was compare nations and compare education systems to take learnings from that and try to apply them to countries that we were working with. Of course, we see today more and more people are doing international and comparative education, so it's something that many researchers do. You don't have to be trained as an international and comparative educationalist to do that type of research. More and more people do that, but it's still something we don't do quite enough of. And there's an increasing international market, and of course we have international competitiveness. And so having an understanding of the education systems and how they compare to one another is increasingly important. But I think also understanding international systems help us, well, first of all, it helps us to understand policy, because we can see education policies, whether it's choice or privatization, we can see that move from continent to continent. And we can see the duplication of these ideas, and many times it's because of the ideological forces behind them. So that's one part of the thing that we can learn from comparing nations. Another important issue is when we look at, for example, particular reforms, a lot of times we're testing and implementing reforms where we have no basis of evidence, and yet we often have that evidence in other countries. So today we talk about the importance of testing, and yet when we look at Finland, which ranks very high in its international performance on standardized tests, they actually do very little testing. And so sometimes we can look at the reform ideas we have and learn from other countries.